Hi, welcome back to another Try Science. Today we're going to be doing our skeletal system, our first major system of the human body. And just so you guys know, we've broken everything down into two packets. Let's take a quick look. The human body packet, systems, has all the information that you're going to need to figure out all of the answers to complete the notes chart. Okay, so there's a system for each, chart for each system, and then there's information. So make sure you gather those two items, and let's move on. The first thing in our body unit here is the skeletal system. So there is a homework assignment, which is due very soon. So please make sure you look at that. That will be on Schoology. And let's get right into it, if you will. So take a look at the picture of the skeleton. How many bones do you think an adult human actually has?
Dear Tim and Moby, why is my head so hard? Thanks, Jove212. Hey there. Your head is hard because of your skull. Your skull is part of your skeleton, a framework of bones that supports and protects all your soft insides and that helps you move around. Bones are made up of several layers. On the outside is a thin membrane called the periosteum. It can be found everywhere but the end points of long bones. Below that is a thick layer of hard, compact bone, which surrounds a layer of spongy bone. Bones are actually hollow, making them light enough to let us move around easily. In the hollow of most bones is a jelly-like substance called marrow, which produces a lot of the body's blood cells. Bones also store calcium, which is needed by your body's nerve and muscle cells. Yeah, bones are pretty important. And we've got a lot of them. The number of bones in a human skeleton actually depends on age. Babies are born with more bones than adults because some of their bones aren't fully fused yet. Adults usually have 206 bones total. Each bone is adapted for a specific function. Like a big flat breastplate protects our heart and lungs, while small delicate bones in our wrists and hands let us make precise movements. Our thick leg bones support our weight and provide power so we can move fast and carry heavy loads. Well, the spine isn't a single bone. It's actually made of 33 little ring-shaped bones called vertebrae, which are stacked on top of each other. The curve of the spine provides your body with shock absorption. If it were straight, just walking around would be a jarring experience. Well, bones are connected to each other by tough tissues called ligaments, and they're attached to your muscles by equally tough tissues called tendons. Without them, your skeleton would just, fall apart. To protect against the wear and tear of moving around, the ends of the bones are padded with a rubbery substance called cartilage. The places that bones meet are called joints. Because muscles stretch across joints, your skeleton moves when the muscles expand and contract. And that's your skeleton, providing support, protection, and movement every day of your life. What do you mean that's a cheesy ending? Well, I don't see you talking.
Wow, that's interesting. I guess you have 206 bones, but you started with more because they fuse together to let your skull grow. Pretty cool. Skeleton is so many interesting and awesome things to check out. Let's check out some more and learn all the functions and the fun facts about your skeleton. All right, guys, so go ahead and take out your notes chart, okay? It's going to be page 1 of your notes charts. Today you'll complete this chart for the skeletal system. Now, one way you could do this is you could pause the video and you could open up your human body systems packet to page 1, and you could find the answers that you will need on the front and back of this first page. So let's get into bones. Bones are living tissues. Stronger than steel or concrete, bones are lightweight for how large they are and super strong. Only 20% of your weight is actually found in your bones of your skeleton, which is amazing if you look at a picture of a skeleton. That's not much. Bones are living tissues made of non-living things like calcium and living bone cells. So bone being about 45% minerals like calcium And minerals, like calcium, are found in rock, which make bone hard like rock. However, unlike rock, bones contain cells, which, if damaged, these cells can undergo mitosis and secrete the correct ingredients to basically remanufacture that bone. Your bone is also not solid, as you might think. There are tubes and holes that allow blood vessels to transport materials to those cells that they need, like oxygen and food supplies. So the bones are very, very, very interesting in that they don't bend or break as easily as you might think. And if they do, they are repairable. Let's take a look at some of the functions of bone. So in our chart, you can fill in the 5 functions, the cool things that bones do. Obviously, they give your body shape and support. They give you the shape of you instead of the shape of a dinosaur. And they support all the bone, all the other organs. They are the frame. Movement. Each joint has a specialized shape to allow specialized movements. They're also good for protecting you. The skull bones, rib bones, have a flat shield-like shape that will protect you, especially those soft organs underneath. And believe it or not, most of your blood comes from your bone. The cells that are in your blood, red and white blood cells, are created in the bone marrow, which is a hollow space in the larger bones in your body, like your thigh and arm. And mineral storage, since calcium is such an important mineral, not only for keeping bones strong, but also for muscle contraction and other things your body needs to do, you can store that calcium in your bone for future. All right, let's take this moment to check your notes chart. Make sure you filled in all the right things for function. In any order, let's talk about what bones do. Shape and support for the body. Protection of soft organs like in your skull and your rib cage here. Movement. Notice all the joints have different shapes for specific movements. And then we've got making blood and calcium storage. Now we're going to talk about what can be found in the skeletal system. What kind of tissues and organs can you find in this system? So let's find out the types of bones. Now there's 3 main types of bones. Okay, long bones, where do you think those would be? Those would be in your arms and legs, also called appendages. Those are filled with bone marrow that help you make blood cells. Your femur is the largest bone in your body. It's your thigh bone. Flat bones have a flat shape from the side at least. In other words, they look like a shield. They're for protecting organs like your cranium, that's your skull, and ribs protecting heart and lungs. The other bones might be considered short or irregular. These are the small bones for the movements, like all these little bones in your wrist or all those bones in your backbone. Those are allowing you to move. So let's see what we have to fill in our notes chart. We've got the 3 main types of bones: long, flat, and the short or irregular bones. Next, we're going to talk about the connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. It's important to know the difference between these words. Let's start with ligament. Ligaments are stretchy tissues that connect your skeleton. In other words, attaching bones to other bones. This is what keeps your skeleton together. Rips or tears in your ligaments are called sprains. So if you've ever sprained an ankle or any others of your joints, that's what happened. These stretchy but tough connective tissues were pulled too far in one direction and possibly ripped. Let's talk about how you move. Tendons are what connect your bones, such as this heel bone, to your muscles, like the muscle in the back here of your calf. When this muscle contracts, it pulls that tendon which moves the bone, which makes your foot move. You can actually feel the Achilles tendon in the back of your heel right now if you just reach behind, right at the base where your heel, and flex that foot up and down. You'll feel your Achilles tendon. Tendons are all over your body, connecting the muscles to the bones in specific spots to allow you to move. These are tough and not as stretchy as ligaments. When you pull on that tendon, you want the bone to move. You don't want it to stretch out. Making it tough, like a steel cord, makes it so that you can jump and walk and do all the things that you need to do. But what about where two bones come together? Wouldn't there be some damage done? Of course. Rubbery tissue that protects and covers the joints is called cartilage. Notice the cartilage here in the knee to keep these two bones from rubbing together and wearing out. You also can find cartilage in places like your nose and the ears. That's cartilage. Okay, let's see how you did on your notes chart. Ligaments are stretchy but tough tissues that connect bones to bones. Tendons are tough, not as stretchy, and connect bones to muscles. And cartilage is a rubbery cushion between the bones. Now for our fun facts. You have more bones as an infant than you do as an adult. Bones make, that's right, blood cells in the bone marrow. And joints are where two or more bones come together to allow movement. Now your notes chart is complete. Notice you have a great diagram, including some names if you're interested in learning some of the names of the bones. You've got the functions, which are more than you might have thought for the skeletal system. You've got some important types of bones, and then some really important names of the connective tissues. And then some fun facts. Using everything here in your notes packet, you'll be able to complete the homework, which you'll find in Schoology called Skeleton. Now you only have a day to do this, so make sure you jump on this right away and complete the homework as soon as possible. Well guys, thanks for joining so much on Try Science. Hope you enjoyed the lesson about the skeleton and you think differently about protecting and taking care of your bones. Hey, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.